Good morning, friends. Welcome back to another episode of GM Philosophy in the Morning. This is a special episode. This is a celebratory episode where I'm going to give you an honest, basically channel update on the whole platform, everything that's going on in the GM Philosophy world, some tentative plans for the future. I have a giveaway for all of you awesome people who tune into my videos, and we're just gonna chat honestly for a minute about what is going on basically in the GM Philosophy world, and boom, it's gonna be kind of an update. So the first thing I want to do is I want to basically give you the reason for why I'm doing this video. As of a few days ago, I hit a big goal that I had set for myself early on in my YouTube journey. I started this channel in May of 2024. Fast forward to now, we're in January 2025, and I've reached 5,000 subs. I've actually reached a total of 5,138 subs, and I just have to tell you, I am so incredibly grateful. When I put out that first video back in May of 2024, and in fact, I'm going to put it up here in the corner. It was about maps. I had no idea that it would generate any views. I thought maybe I'd get 2 or 3 views, and it turned out getting a lot more than that. So much so that I thought to myself, you know what, I should probably make another. And then it just went on from there. And within the first 5 or 6 videos, I had gotten quite a few views. There was quite a bit of engagement. And I thought to myself, you know what, this channel might go somewhere. There's maybe a bigger thing going on here than I realized. I've always loved D&D, but I've never ever published anything about D&D on social media really, other than just for personal with my friends. So it came as a big surprise to me that I was getting views and getting positive feedback, and so it was just so awesome. And fast forward to now, it is just night and day difference. I've learned so much. I have met so many amazing people, and 5,000 subs is just something that I figured I would get there eventually if I didn't give up. It just seemed like such a big number back when I had 10 subs and 20 subs or 100 subs. And so, I basically celebrated 1,000, I celebrated 2,000. And then I set in and said to myself, if I can reach 5,000, that would be such a cool goal. And we have made it. And I have all of you amazing YouTube people to thank for that. Everyone who has watched a video, everyone who has clicked the thumbs up button, everyone who has subscribed, everyone who has left a comment, all of you are the reason for why my channel continues to get views and continues to progress and continues to grow, and are also the reason for why I continue to try to make awesome content. I really do try with every single video to create something that will bring some happiness in someone's day, help to forward the hobby, help to make D&D a funner thing for everyone, and also to give you some entertainment, something to look forward to every single day. When I first started this channel, I had no idea what I wanted to do with it, but it didn't take very long for me to realize I kind of wanted to make it into a morning show, a show that people could enjoy every single day, knowing that they would have an episode to look forward to. Maybe they wouldn't watch it every single morning, but if there's nothing else going on in their day, and maybe they needed a little pick-me-up, something to watch that would brighten their day a little bit while they were having their coffee, well, guess what? They could always tune in to a good old GM Philosopher, and he would always be putting out a video, and at least they could get 5, 10, 15 minutes of cool engagement about their hobby while they're drinking their coffee. And that's really what my vision has become and has solidified as I make this channel. Now, with that being said, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. I have a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway today, and I'm going to show you what I'm giving away. So this is a custom subclass, a custom Paladin subclass that I created to commemorate reaching 5,000 subs. And there's a link down in the description. You can grab this and download it. It's just on my Google Drive. You can get it for free. It's just a cool class that I created. It's called the Oath of Holy Propaganda, Minister of Divine Truth. And then there's a note here. This custom Paladin subclass was created to celebrate the GM Philosopher reaching 5,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. This custom subclass is dedicated to all of you for being incredible and supporting this wonderful community. So this is basically just, it's a Paladin of propaganda. I kind of tried to theme it a little bit with maybe kind of like being a YouTuber. I don't know if it really matched it super well, but the channel divinity abilities are Herald of Divine Truth, Rally the Faithful. There's an Aura of Conviction, Unshakable Zeal, Voice of Revelation at level 20. So anyway, I created this and I just want to give it away to all of you awesome people. And I don't know if you might want to run it, you might want to create an NPC with it, or just have it or whatever, but that is available to download. And it's just a fun thing, a fun, cool thing to kind of commemorate this journey thus far. Link is down in the description. You can find that down there. Now, there's another thing that I'm celebrating, which kind of happened around the same time I hit 5,000 subs. My Discord community reached 300 members around the same time, which to me is a huge milestone. I had barely logged into Discord but once or twice before I started my Discord. And the reason I started it was because people kept saying, GM Philosopher, you should start a Discord. I went from being a complete Discord newbie to being a Discord newbie who has a Discord community with 300 members. And I feel like we have a lot of fun in there. We have all kinds of stuff going on in there. We have general channels for all kinds of things. People are sharing their art in there. People are sharing pictures of their pets. We do GM advice. We do advice threads. We have contests like every 2 weeks or so. We launch a content creation contest, which is awesome. In fact, I'm getting ready in the next day or two to review the latest winner. Shout out to Kelf. He won the Magic Wondrous Item Artifact Content Creation Contest this last time around, so big shout out to him. And we're going to be reviewing his creation here in a couple days on the YouTube. With that being said, there's also a lot of other things going on there. We try to make the Discord a place where people can play games, find people to play games. And one of the most cool features of the Discord, I think, is the fact that we have a looking for players text channel. So looking for games. So the GM can post that they want to start a game and they're looking for players. Players can post in there that they're looking for a game. And we have seen several games pop up. And if you want to run a game in the Discord and you message me, I'll set you up your own private text channel and voice channel, and you can run it right there on the Discord. So I'm designing it to be basically a place where people can meet other gamers and run games right there on the Discord, all in one place. And so I already see that there are several GMs running awesome games there. I've started playing in a game there. I've met a lot of cool people. I'm actually starting another Discord game coming up in March that I've actually already found all the players for at this point because I've just met so many cool people. And I have another Discord game that we're about halfway through our session campaign arc, running games in there. So it's just like, and that's been going so well and so much fun. They have inspired me to take up Owlbear Rodeo and learn it. So I've been learning that. I'm going to start streaming to Twitch soon. So there's a lot of really cool developments in that area. But I would encourage you to join our Discord. Link is in the description. It's free. You can just join it and join the chat and hang out with us. And I think it's a super cool thing. So that is another thing that we're celebrating today, is reaching 300 members in the Discord. So it's still kind of small, but it's growing and it just feels really nice right now. Lots of engagement, but you can still actually get to know people and have friendships. So that's pretty awesome. Now I'd like to take just a minute and talk a little bit about the future of this channel. I mentioned having a morning show, and I have swayed to and fro with this idea of a morning show. But here's what I've learned so far. I've learned that showing up consistently 7 days per week at 6 a.m. with a morning show has not only proven to be very challenging, but it's also proven to be very fruitful. I have found that views are higher, engagement is higher, people seem to respond better to the content, people seem to keep coming back more often, and I seem to attract more new viewers because of this daily show format. And I have struggled with whether or not I should cut it back and put more time into videos, and I've experimented with that. But at the end of the day, in all of my testing, what I have found is that what seems to get the best response from the audience on my platform is running a morning show at 6 a.m. every single day. Every day at 6 a.m. you can expect for the GM Philosopher to drop a new video, and it might be an honest conversation. It might be a more produced video about GM tips. It might be a review of a homebrew creation that won one of our content creation contests. But at the end of the day, that is what you can expect, is to get something from the GM Philosopher at 6 a.m. every morning. And I believe that is the format I'm going to continue with. I love that format. I'm very passionate about about it. I think that in the world we live in, I highly value consistency in people I like who talk about the things I enjoy listening to about. This includes stuff with D&D. It also includes stuff there are a lot of YouTube like travel, street food, cooking type channels I really enjoy watching. There are people who do workout stuff. I enjoy watching that kind of stuff on YouTube. Oh, I can't leave out hip hop reaction videos. I'm a huge fan of hip hop reaction videos, and I watch a lot of those types of videos. There's a lot of different types of YouTube I like to watch, and I really love planning to be able to watch their consistent content that they put out. It really adds to my life, and I find maybe a bit of comfort, a bit of camaraderie in knowing that I can tune in and there's going to be something new from them that has dropped. So I believe that for the future that I can see, the goal is going to be showing up 7 days a week, dropping a video every morning at 6 a.m. as the GM Philosophy Morning Show. And I think that's how we're going to continue. I feel pretty good about that. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Now, there's another thing I've been doing. I've been doing these 1 p.m. Central Standard Time coffee break lives. This started out with me just being like, you know what, I'm going to go live at 1. That's when I take my coffee break for the day. You know, after the morning, I go into the coffee break, and I'm just going to go live, talk about some D&D stuff. And what this has turned into is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I go live at 1 p.m. CST. What I do is I jump in my Discord first, and I kind of say, hey, what do you guys want to talk about today on the coffee break? And then people throw out some topics. I pick one, and we jump into the live, and we talk for about 30 minutes about that topic. What it's turned out is that we talk a lot about like rules stuff. Like we had an interesting conversation about the grappling rules in 2024 versus 2014 the other day, and just stuff like that. Like stuff that I don't normally talk about in my videos might get covered in live. The live videos are like way more wild. It's like the Wild West. Like we might talk about anything in there. Another thing that I have coming up that I'm pretty excited about is I'm going to start streaming on Twitch. I'm going to start running a game on Tuesday evenings that's going to be in Owlbear Rodeo. This is going to get started around like maybe late February, early March, and I'm going to be streaming that on Twitch and then moving it to YouTube after it's been on Twitch. And so that's going to be like a fun new thing I'm going to start doing as well. Just get some public gameplay out there. I have not yet really done a lot in that area. I have a lot of recorded content of the Discord group, like the game we're running in there, but I have not published it because there's a lot of like heavy lifting, editing, video work, moving video around, those types of things that kind of have to go into it to make it work. And I've realized that I think the way to do it would be to stream it on Twitch and then just move it to YouTube. And then I've learned a lot about filming gameplay as I've done this. So it's sort of a crash course. And I believe that this next game I will be way better set up to create videos that are like more watchable on YouTube. And so anyway, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to, and I'm pretty excited about that. And so that's a development that's coming up as well. With that being said, I do want to also let you know I have an email mailing list, and I have an ebook called The Ultimate Plot Randomizer. If you've watched any of my videos, you've probably heard me pitch this, but it's basically an ebook that has 4 D100 random roll tables that let you come up with plot arcs on the fly. And I have had several versions of this throughout my gameplay experience, and that's the reason I created this, because I wanted to provide people who follow me on my channel with similar value. And also when you join my email list, like, you get it for free. So there's the hook table, there's a complication table, there's the climax table, and then a wild and wacky table to add wild and wacky stuff that your players will never see coming. And the idea here is that, if you run into a situation where your players do unexpected things, like players ever do that, right? Never, never. But if they do unexpected things and derail your campaign ideas, you can random roll plot arcs here, and then that'll give you some really awesome direction. Link to that is down in the description as well. And so here's how that works. If you sign up for my email list, basically you get an email email pretty much right away because it's an auto responder email. And the download link to this ebook will be right in that first email. So you can download it, print it out, put it with your stuff, use it whenever you want. But the email list is something that this year I'm very excited about. I have a growing email list of email subscribers. And what I've been doing is emailing out basically GM tips. Sometimes I create custom stat blocks and things for monsters and things if I have ideas for those types of things. Sometimes I email out like user submitted stuff. Like I have some people in my Discord and who I've met who send me stuff and they're like, hey, would you like to send this out? Like I made this, whether it be a dungeon or an adventure. Shout out to Garrick. Garrick has probably created the most stuff that I've sent out in my email list as far as user generated content goes. But like Garrick has created one shots, created like inns and taverns with random tables, cave restocking rules, like all kinds of wild stuff that I've sent out. It's been pretty awesome. But I've also been sending out these kind of more in-depth, like philosophical discussion, like essays about what being a GM means and, like the approach and, social contract theory and that kind of stuff. So like deeper stuff. But I'm wanting to really hone in on what people want to see in my emails coming up in 2025. So if you have an idea for this, if you would like to see me including any kind of thing in the emails, if I could make my emails better for you, drop me a comment and let me know, because that's an area that I really want to get better at. And I want to figure out what my readers really want to see in the emails. I would love to hear about that from them. So yeah, you should join up for my email list to get that free ebook if you haven't done so already. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like to see in that, because I love writing the emails. I love creating stuff. I am just actually, honestly, a little unsure what people like in the emails and what they don't like. Sometimes I send out an email and I think to myself, are people really going to like this, or is this kind of annoying to them? Like, are they going to get any value from this, or are they going to open it and be like, I don't really care? That's what I would really like to know. So I would love to hear your feedback on that. Now, with that being said, I have also created some products, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is me, honest update, honest. We're being honest today. I have experimented with different products, and some have worked a lot better than others. I have really been happy and proud about some of the products I've made, and some of them have kind of flopped. Some of them have gotten a way better response than I expected, etc. So I want to just kind of talk about that a little bit. And now here's what I would like from you as a commenter. I would like to know what you would like to see me create as far as products in the future. Now, let me share with you kind of what I've created thus far, and I'm just going to show it to you, and I think it's fun to look at. So the first product that I created when I started this was the Ultimate Dungeon Elite Randomizer, and this comes in hardcover, soft cover, or a more affordable ebook option, and it's a very, I would say, beautifully laid out book with 10 D100 tables of Dungeon Elite. Now, here's what I found. I found that the vast majority of the downloads for this have been ebooks. Fewer people have ordered the physical books, which was interesting. I did not expect that. I thought more people would order the physical books. But this was the first product I created. And the reason that I love to create these books and make them is I actually have a passion for creating books. I love creating books. I love creating stuff that people are going to use and enjoy. And actually, I love laying out graphic books like this. Like, this book was so much fun to create. Like, look at that cover. This was so much fun to make. And I just love making stuff like this. Like, it looks beautiful. Now, with that being said, link to this is in the description if you'd like to check it out. And I filmed a pretty in-depth demo video of this product, like to show everyone what's inside of it. But anyway, that was the first thing I created. This product has had actually a pretty decent response. This is, to date, my second most popular product that people have ordered. And so, boom, this is the Ultimate Dungeon Elite Randomizer. Now, the second product I created was A Silent Winter's Night, a one-shot adventure module designed for any fantasy TTRPG system. This, I think, was my favorite product to make. It has beautiful, funny graphics in it. I created this around the holiday season because I thought a themed one-shot would be fun. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. This book is a little bit shorter, so this has 36 pages. Again, there's a hardcover version of this. There's the soft cover, which is kind of like a very sturdy comic book, and there's a more affordable ebook option. And it's just got so much zany, fun stuff in it. It's just literally a holiday one shot, kind of a little bit horror themed. There's a little cyberpunk stuff in it. There's some magic. There's some crazy chaos. It's designed to be a crazy holiday one shot. But this book performed now it was a seasonal product. And I released it with the same model, basically as this is basically very similar to this, just a little shorter, and it's an adventure module instead of being a campaign resource. And it did pretty good. Like, it did okay, but overall it didn't have a super great response. And I would call this the third most successful product I've released. And I plan to keep it around. And next Christmas, I might create a new one. So then I'll have two different options. But Silent Winter's Night, link to that is in the description. I think it's awesome. But once again, it wasn't a huge, massive success. The Ultimate Dungeon Loot Randomizer was definitely a more successful product launch than that one. That brings me to, by far, my most ambitious product launch yet. And this was the third product I released, which was The Haunting at Ashboro. Now, this is a much bigger book. This, once again, comes in hardcover, softcover, and affordable ebook option, 148 pages. So this is a substantial increase in content, right? But this is designed to be a 5-session plot arc adventure module. The truth is, this can easily be 10 sessions worth of material. And I'm finding that out with my Discord group. We were going to run through this in 5 sessions. We stretched it to 7, and I'm going to be honest, we might stretch it out to 10 because there's just a lot to cover. But basically, this is an adventure module. Check out that awesome inside cover. This is an adventure module about a demonic haunting going on in a little bitty village called Ashboro. It's an elven village, and you could use my campaign content information because I have my world state information in here. I give you an introduction to my own world state, so you could play it in my world, or you can play it in your own world, just insert it in there. But it has everything you need to run the whole module, and it's system agnostic, so you could run it in any system. Let me show you a picture of, for example, we have a map in here. There's a map of the village with a map legend. There's part of the story written. There's the story for the GM, so the GM knows what the story is, and there's NPC profiles and information and all kinds of stuff. So I really felt like this was going to be the big thing. I felt like this is the direction my channel is going to go in, creating adventure modules for my viewers. I thought that this was going to be the winning product. And I am so proud of this book. I love this book. I think it's beautiful. I think it's done super well. And here's the thing, it surprised me so much, but this has been my least successful product launch. I feel like this book, I felt like offers the most value and is the most ambitious, and yet it was the one that has sold the fewest copies. Now, I took this data that I've collected and I made a realization. My Dungeon Loot Randomizer was, for a while, when I released it, it was pretty successful. Then I tried 2 adventure module products, which were not nearly as successful. So I thought to myself, I think that what my audience wants, I think that what they want is they want stuff that's going to help them build their own adventures. Right? This was kind of the overall conclusion I came to. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm correct about that. I think that I made the mistake of thinking people want adventures to run, unique adventures. They maybe want to run my adventures. I think that this is not entirely true. Maybe some people do, but I think that more than that, what people want, the people who watch my channel, the GMs who watch my channel, because my channel is mostly focused toward game masters. I think what they want is they want help, resources, support in running their own awesome adventures. I think they have adventures in their mind. They want to bring them to life in their games, and they come to my channel for tips and help and assistance to do that. So I am thinking that adventure modules is probably not the direction, at least not the primary direction I'm going to go in for releasing products. So that being said, link to this is in the description. And I also have a video, a promo video, where I go through a lot of this to show you what's inside it. So if you're interested in grabbing that, I still think this is an amazing adventure and product, and I love the story. The story just gives me chills. While I was writing it, I just thought this is so amazing. I love this, and I can't wait for the big reveals for my players when I run them through this. But it just hasn't sold very well, right? And so that's the thing. So boom, there's an update on that. Now, With that being said, I want to come around to show you the fourth product I've released. And this is interesting because this product is still very new and it has by far turned out to be the most popular product I have released. And I'm going to show it to you here. So this is really interesting. This ebook is called The GM Philosopher's Ultimate Adventure Generator. It's a massive collection of 163 random roll tables, 310 pages. Okay. Now, this is really interesting. I started creating this book very similarly to how I was creating The Haunting at Ashboro and my other books, laying it out with fancy, colorful graphics. I was going to release it in a hardcover, softcover, and an ebook option, etc. However, I realized that those books seemed to not appeal to my audience as much, and I think this is why. Because of the way that I was releasing those books, the price points were higher. The ebooks for my Haunting at Ashboro, for the Dungeon Loot Randomizer, and for Silent Winter's Night, all of those ebooks are I think it's $14.99 or $15. And the reason for that is because I sell them through Blurb, and Blurb obviously takes a cut of the proceeds, and so my markup is a certain amount on there. Okay, so the price point for the ebooks, even, which is actually, I still think is affordable, but $15. Okay, $15, but also the ebooks are not print friendly. Okay, so I thought to myself, I want to make a more print friendly product. I also want to go all in on this idea that my audience, the people who watch my videos, they want to create their own adventures. They want help running their own games. They don't necessarily want to run published adventures. What they really want to do is create their own adventures with their players. And so I created the Ultimate Adventure Generator. I abandoned laying it out in color format, and I dedicated myself to creating it in an all print friendly version. And I also created it differently. Instead of releasing it on Blurb, I released it in a personal bookstore that I created with my own background, my own my own bookstore platform. It's hard to explain, but basically I created my own checkout using just some online products, and it helped me to really lower the cost. So the cost for this book right now is $5.99, which I think is much more affordable for the average game master than $15. And I also obviously think that it's much more affordable than paying the $30, $40, or $50 you would for the soft cover and hardcover books that I've released. So I've really lowered the price point, but also delivered a massive amount of quality. So this book has literally 163 random roll tables, and it covers all facets of adventure creation. So there's chapter 1, selecting the adventure; chapter 2, define the main quest or objective; chapter 3, choose the settings or location, and it just goes through all of it. Main antagonist, determine NPCs, generate obstacles and challenges, add complications or plot twists, select important items and MacGuffins, establish the adventure hook, determine subplots and side quests, plan the climax or final showdown, decide on rewards or consequences, set the mood and atmosphere, outline the epilogue or aftermath, the ultimate plot randomizer. Okay, hot take here. I actually put all of the tables from my ultimate plot randomizer in here because I wanted to include that in here too. So that's a cool thing. And I also put all of the tables for my ultimate dungeon loot randomizer in here just because I wanted to make this book as awesome as possible. Okay. Now, and the chapters look like this. Let me show you. Chapter 1 looks like this, and boom, we go right in. It's just random tables for days. Some of them are D6s, some of them are D8s. We have a plug and play adventure theme ideas here at D20 table, but let me show you in almost every chapter, I have at least one D100 table. For example, in chapter 2, we go through a bunch of tables, shorter tables, but then we have a D100 plug and play quest line table with literally 100 different plug and play quest lines in it. So that's the kind of stuff this book is full of. And the price point obviously is much, much lower. Now, if you want to download the Ultimate Adventure Generator, there's a link in the description. Right now it's on sale for $5.99. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to maintain that low cost, so grab it while you can in case it goes up in the future. It might go up in the future, but right now, as of I'm recording this video, it's $5.99. And there is no hardcover available. There's no softcover. It's just an ebook. book, but it's printer friendly, all black and white, completely printer friendly, no graphics at all. So you could go to your local print and go, get the whole book printed out for a very minimal amount and have it all. Boom, 310 pages worth of awesomeness. Basically, I think it might cost you like, I don't know how much a page is to print these days. It's been a long time since I've just gone and printed a whole book, but I think it would total up to being a pretty low amount. Or you could just print out the chapters or tables you want to use. But with that being said, this book has been by far the most successful product I've launched. And I think this is why. I think that my audience wants to create their own adventures. Okay. I think that cost matters. I don't think people can afford to drop $30, $40, $50 on a book. I think that pricing it at $5.99 helps people to invest a smaller amount into their hobby, but it's a more doable amount. People have groceries to buy. People have rent to pay. It is getting expensive out there. It is getting expensive. I have a bunch of kids and a bunch of pets. I know how expensive it is, and I can't drop $30, $40, $50 on a book every month. So something like this, I think, okay, this is way more affordable. This is going to help people to be able to have better access to the random tables. And really, it's just information. We don't need the fancy graphics. Fancy graphics are nice, but what we really want are fancy games. We want games that are immersive and fun. And so I think that this product, the reason it has performed so well is because it fits with the core needs and desires of my audience. And I plan to generate more products like this. I want to create more ebooks that are print friendly, that do cool things that help people create their games. But it'll be a while till I create another one, because I kind of feel like this is my flagship product. This has become like the GM Philosophers paid product. And this is also the product that's going to help me support the channel financially. So there's an element to, if you want to support the channel, pay $5.99 and buy this ebook. It will give you 163 random roll tables, 310 pages of value, plus consider me supported if you do that. I'm so thankful for every single person who buys this book, because every single time you buy the book, it makes a big difference for me for running the channel. So boom, that is where that is. And here's what I want from you. And this is just me being honest. I want to know what the next product I should create should be. I have this idea of basically a book, my memoir on like how to be a better GM kind of thing, like my GM tactics, like put in a book. I've thought about that, but then I kind of think, I don't know, man, GMs might not want to read that kind of thing. Maybe they want to discover that for themselves. Maybe I should create another book of random tables. I love making random tables because I love random tables. If so, what should it be? I've been kicking around some different ideas, but I'd love to hear from you, the audience. What do you think? Anyway, there you go. There's the honest place where we're at with products, the stuff I've created, the stuff I've made, the stuff I sell. And, when it really comes down to it, I think that I love making like graphically beautiful books, and I don't think I'm going to altogether stop doing that, but I just don't think that that's what the market needs right now, and I don't think that that's what most of the viewers who watch my channel want or need right now. I think that what people want and need right now is stuff that's not going to cost a fortune, but that's actually going to help them to create their own adventures, to run their own games that they can make the story up. I don't know that people want stories in a published medium all the time. Maybe some people do. I think that's fun sometimes, but I also think that there's a plethora of great ideas for stories online, and I don't know, I just feel like game masters and players generate their own stories, especially if they have a few tools to help them. So this being a tool to help them, I think is really the golden nugget, and I think that that's the magic spot to me personally. That's kind of what I think. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about that. So thank you so much for joining me for this update. I think I've talked through all the pretty important, cool, celebratory things. I think I've gotten you up to speed on everything I'm working on. And I think that from here on out, I'm going to be doubling down to try to make my morning show as good as it can be. I'm going to make those afternoon coffee lives as good as they can be, and when I start streaming, I'm going to try to make that as good as I can. And at some point I'm going to start creating a new product after the Ultimate Adventure Generator. That's going to be it for a while. That's going to be like the flagship product for a while, but I'm going to create something else coming up in the next few months, and I'm going to be looking for ideas for that. I'm going to keep trying to write the best emails I can, and I'm going to keep managing the Discord. So boom, those are really the things that I'm focused on and working on. And really at the end of the day, I think that GM philosophy, like the channel, my YouTube channel, I'm the GM philosopher, but really I'm calling the platform GM philosophy. I think that what it really boils down to is this: we are in the business of helping game masters to run awesome games. That's really at the end of the day what the mission is. That's the mission of the channel. It's the mission of the Discord. It's the mission of the email, the email newsletter. Everything that I am doing on this platform is dedicated to this mission of helping game masters to run better games, helping game masters to have more fun running games, helping them to run games they feel better about, helping them to create a better game experience for their players, but also for themselves, to make it more enjoyable for everyone. It's for game masters. That's what I've always focused on this channel. I have no plans to change that at all. I have thought about dabbling a bit into like tips for players and stuff, but I've said no, because I think that this channel has always been, and I foresee that it will always be committed to game masters, because those are the people, those are my brothers and sisters. Those are the people that I connect with the most, because I am a forever GM deeply at heart, and I do not foresee that ever changing. And that is the role that I understand better than anyone else. Will I ever start a channel for like player focused content? Maybe, but GM philosophy is going to be about, as the game, or as the name specifies, game masters. And it's going to stay that way. And I'm so happy and I feel super at peace with that. So that's going to be the direction of that. And that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be focused on. So as far as I'm concerned, for the foreseeable future, you can expect to be waking up to GM philosophy videos at 6 a.m. for the rest of time, I guess. Especially if I achieve immortality. If I can finish my phylactery in time, then it'll be forever. There is a slight possibility at some point far in the future. I don't know if this will happen in 2025. There's a possibility of adding more personalities to the GM philosophy platform. I've thought about trying to see if other people want to create YouTube videos under the GM philosophy label, just to add to the platform, have some diverse things. Maybe there's some people who want to talk about some things that I don't usually talk about. Maybe we could get some more personalities in here to do some different shows, do some weekly shows or something. But right now, there's really no capital to pay anyone in that area. And it would be asking people to basically donate their time on the promise of capital later when the channel starts making enough money to do that. And I feel a little bit weird even having a conversation with someone. I kind of feel like I don't even want to start the process of thinking about adding other personalities until the channel is making enough money that I could offer them payment just to start, right? I'd want to basically pay them for every video they produce for the channel. That would kind of be the thing. So I have toyed with that idea, and that is an idea that I do like, and I'll probably explore it more in the future. But right now, the GM philosophy channel does not generate enough revenue to support any other creators, which is, I think, something that will change as the channel grows. And all of you awesome people who watch the channel, hit the thumbs up button, comment, subscribe, buy my products. All of you, every time you basically interact with my content at all, are helping me to get it to a place where that might be possible. It would be so awesome to have 3 or 4 or 5 different personalities talking about different things. I'd love to have someone who does maybe miniature artwork on here, or I'd love to have someone who's really into map making or whatever. People who would be interested in doing consistent shows for more diverse a range of content. That would be so awesome. But right now, we're still in the beginning phases, so there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to be excited about, and I'm just so pumped to be on this journey, and I'm so pumped that you are on this journey with me. And so, boom, I think that's going to be a wrap. I think that's all I've got to say on this topic. Thank you so much for coming back for another episode of GM Philosophy in the Morning. I'm here every single day creating videos about the best game in the world, D&D. Roll some D100s for me. It's your next game, if you would be so kind, and I will see you awesome people on the next one.